Absence is the only response that makes sense if we take into account God's holiness and justice, along with the astounding amount of our sinfulness. Absence is the only response that makes sense. And this absence could have happened through one of two actions with the same consequence. God, in his holiness, could have abandoned us, or in his justice, could have destroyed us. And either would have ended our existence. That would have made sense. That would have been more obvious if God, being the very definition of goodness, the very creator of righting injustices, had removed himself from the world or simply done away with it. But God's presence with creation was not finished. Yes, God did withdraw, but he offered a promise. He gave us a hope without refusing to punish. He told us he would return, but did not refuse to leave us. God removed us from himself, but still pointed to Jesus. You see, he wrote the conclusion in the preface. He put the climax in the leaflet. God put the end of Revelation at the very beginning of Genesis, because though the serpent led Adam and Eve to make themselves dead, the same God who removed them from the garden would return to crush that demon's head. That is the part that doesn't make sense. He who had every right to be absent would make himself present. He who had every justification to remove his glory from our midst would remove himself from his glory to take on our sins. He who created man, who then created absence, became like one of them to remove that distance. Absence may be the only response that makes sense, but presence is the only conclusion that can exist once we understand that the God who isn't there is the God who came near in the person and the love